Hey, what's up, Bears fans? It's Aaron, aka the Bearded Bears fan, back with another video. In this video, I'm gonna review some of the Cardinals game, as well as try to preview some of the Buccaneers game. If you guys like these type of videos, please subscribe, give me a like, tell me what you think. Maybe leave a comment, tell me what I can do to improve or whatever. So I'm going to start with a review of the victory over the Arizona Cardinals. Our Bears went on the road to Arizona, but from looking at that crowd, it looked like there was quite a few Chicago Bears fans in attendance. I think Arizona Cardinals fans I have a friend from the Army who lives in Arizona, and they've already pretty much checked out on this team. The only saving grace is now they put Rosen in, so see what the rookie can do, I guess. So our Bears, they got down early 14-0. They gave up 2 quick scores, and after that they just dominated. The monsters of the Midway are back. Khalil Mack coming off the edge, but it's not only him, guys. I mean, we've got Roy Robertson Harris, as I said, he's been giving good push. Akeem Hicks is a fucking monster. Danny Trevathan's playing like he did in Denver, which I think may have quite a bit to do with how he did with Von Miller. I mean, when he's got less to worry about, he can just go and attack and not have to worry about giving up in coverage or what have you. Roquan Smith's out there running around. He's so fast. Leonard Floyd, he hasn't showed up a lot on the stat sheet with sacks, but he has improved his run game defense. If you guys haven't noticed, he's collapsing the pocket much better than he has in years past. Which that was a big knock on Floyd, was, you know, he's so small coming out. Not small, it's skinny. He's very tall. He's 6'5", 6'6". Our secondary, oh my God, Eddie Jackson had an interception. He had a pick 6 called back for offsides, so that was 2 picks. Sherrick McManus was in the game on 5 snaps, and the guy had a sack, a hurry. He had a huge special teams tackle, and he had an interception. I mean, that's a great production for 5 snaps. You know what I'm saying? Bryce Callahan has played really well in that nickel position. So hopefully that'll continue. On offense, we ran the ball decently. You know, Jordan Howard had a decent run. He scored a touchdown. Tariq Cohen, he had some flashes here and there. But and I like Trubisky. I think he's going to be the answer. We just have to give him time. But man, he's missing on his throws, and he's struggling with his pocket presence. He gets happy feet back there, and he just gets rid of the ball or doesn't hold on to it, gets sacked. He did have the strip, which we can't have that with our defense. We really got to take care of holding on to the ball. So he's got to work on that. I also feel like on 3rd and short plays, we try to get cute too much. I think that has a lot to do with Nagy, which he's a brand new coach. He's still learning this stuff too. Here in Kentucky, we got a coach named Mark Stoops, who he had some of the same kind of growing pains, calling timeouts when he wasn't sure if he needed it or not, and trying to figure out his play calling and getting guys in there that he needed, which is kind of what our Bears are dealing with here. I mean, he's learning on the process. Andy Reid said he was the most ready head coach that he's had under him, but you still got to learn those situations, and the only way you can learn from those is experience, which is another reason why I think Trubisky's the guy. I've heard some people calling for Chase Daniel already, and Chase Daniel's a good guy. He's a good quarterback. He looked good in the preseason. However, Mr. Trubisky's biggest issues were inexperience. Coming out of college, his biggest thing was, oh, this guy only has 13 starts, blah, blah, blah. So how do you get better other than being on the field? That's the only way you get better from inexperience, is by having experience. Unless you're in Aaron Rodgers' situation, you're playing behind Brett fucking Favre or Tom Brady playing behind Drew Bledsoe, who isn't a Hall of Famer, but he's a serviceable quarterback that he can learn from. So I think just stay the course with Trubisky. Hopefully Nagy will get it figured out. He'll learn from his mistakes. I have noticed Trubisky's started to learn some of his mistakes and clean up some of his issues. Footwork wasn't as big an issue as it has been in the weeks past. And, I mean, he's still learning this playbook too, you know. Luckily, our defense is good enough to keep us in games to where, as long as we don't blow it, we'll be good enough to win, which I like. And, like I already touched on before, our defense looked great. They started out slow. They came out flat. I think it kind of got to them a little bit with everybody pumping their heads up, talking about how great they were, which they are great, don't get me wrong. But you got to go out there and play. No matter who, you got to line up against the guy ahead of you, and you got to beat them. So once they got calmed down, they shut them out, and the Bears come home victorious. Cody Parkey. Well, nobody's touched on this a lot, I don't feel, but we haven't had a kicker who's been consistent since Mr. Robbie Gould. And if you guys remember, his last year in Chicago, he struggled quite a bit. He lost 2 or 3 games on last-second field goals that he missed, that he used to not miss. So that is the reason why they let him go. Cody Parkey, he looks good to me. We'll continue. We'll see how that looks in December in the cold Chicago winds, but he looks good to me. Moving on, we're playing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Their offense looks red fucking hot. Now again, they have played not great defenses. The Saints were not that great. Then in week 2, they played the Eagles, who they don't look as good as they did last year. You know, they're still missing. They're still putting it together, I think. And then this week they played the Steelers, who have shown a tendency to give up in the passing game. So we'll just see how they fare against the defense. You know, I did notice when I watched some of the plays from Monday, Fitzpatrick, when he did, I believe Fitzpatrick will start this game. I don't know if he'll finish it or not. They might throw Jameis in there if he struggles enough. But I do believe Fitzpatrick will start this game simply because he's in football shape and Jameis has been suspended. So he'll have to get up to speed. Even though Josina Anderson said he's been working out at home just like he was at camp or whatever. But I mean, Roquan Smith was working out at home just like he would have been at camp, and we saw how long it took him to get up to speed. It took a few weeks. So I think Fitzpatrick, I'm not going to call him Fitzmagic this week. I think Fitzpatrick will start the game. He might struggle a little bit. We need to get pressure in his face, in my opinion. And we have the defense that can get the pressure in his face. So, and when he gets pressure in his face, he throws the ball up there, and hopefully our secondary will take advantage of it. Eddie Jackson's shown the tendency to do that, as well as Bryce Callahan. I am worried about Prince Amukamara. I hope he can start, because if he doesn't, we were looking at Kevin Tolliver, which he might be good in the future, but he's an undrafted free agent, rookie, and he's gonna have his bumps and bruises if he's starting. You know, that's probably where they're gonna go. They're not gonna throw at Kyle Fuller when they got an undrafted rookie free agent on the other side. So the Buccaneers offense, man, they're bad. And they don't run the ball. They don't run it at all, but they've got so many weapons in the passing game. I mean, you got Deshaun Jackson to stretch the field. You got Mike Evans, who's 700 feet tall. You got O.J. Howard at tight end. You got Cameron Braid at tight end. Both of them are great guys, and we'll see how our linebackers are able to cover these tight ends. That kind of worries me a little bit. Also, I'm not sure, unless they put Bryce Callahan on Deshaun Jackson all game long, I'm not sure who can keep up with his speed. So, hopefully, that's the game plan. You know, we got Vic Fangio. He's one of the best in the league. So, he'll be game planning, and we'll go from there. On offense, I think Jordan Howard has the ability to have a very big game if they'll actually hand it to him. The Buccaneers aren't great on running defense. They got Vita Vea in the draft, who I thought was injured, but I guess he came back. But even if he's back, he's a rookie. And I think Cody Whitehair, Kyle Long, and, man, Cush kills me. I'd love to see James Daniels get a shot at left guard, to be honest. But whoever they roll with, I think they got a shot to shut down Vita Vea. They got JPP, who's he's had as many sacks as he has fingers this year. And he's an edge rusher. You know, he's not really known as a run defender in my eyes. Who else they got? I don't even know who else. They got two really good linebackers, Quan Alexander and what is the other guy's name? Yeah, they got two really good linebackers, but their secondary is really young. Chris Conte just got destroyed on Monday. We all saw his soul leave his body, I believe, and he went on IR after that. So if that tells you anything, they got, I'm pretty sure, a rookie safety in behind him. And in the secondary at corner, you got Brent Grimes, who's 500 years old, and you got a couple of rookies. So hopefully we can take advantage of them with Allen Robinson, get Trey Burton involved, Taylor Gabriel, you know. I don't know what's up with Anthony Miller. They said dislocated shoulder. I'm not sure if they'll play him or not. If they don't play him, we'll see if they activate Wims. He hasn't been active yet this year, and he showed promise in the preseason. So we'll see what happens there. But I do believe their secondary is something that we can take advantage of if we have to. So I hate to say it, but this is kind of John Fox ball type type game. Just run, and pass, and I think we should be able to play great defense. We should be able to handle these guys. Like I said, Fitzpatrick struggles with pressure, and we are top of the league in sacks and pressures. We are one of the top in interceptions and fumbles and fumble recoveries. Our defense is great this year. Our offense is meh, but I think our offense is good enough to go out here and get this win on Sunday and go into the bye week 4-1, which I think, or 3-1 rather, right? Let's see, we lost to the Packers, so that's 0-1. Then we won 2, and so it'd be 3-1 going into the bye week. All right, so I think every Bears fan would take that. Hell, half of us probably had us 2-2 going into the bye with probably wins over Tampa Bay and Arizona before the year started. So the fact that we're going to go in there 3-1, hey, we'll take that, man. Going to the bye, you know, get a little bit more healthy. Matt Nagy learn a little bit more. Trubisky learn a little bit more, and we'll keep moving forward. That's all I got for today, guys. Bear down.